Good morning. We've got heat 1 for the qualifying. Got Ellen in Orange Bullet and then Nicholas in his Milan RS with all the fairings on. It's Bill's new bike. I'm in heat 3. And wait till you see how I stored the bike in the car to get it here. And this is how the bike is transported. Just wedged in the back here with some boxes and pillows to keep it in place. I don't know if the tail's damaged. No, it's alright. And yeah, the front fairing's just sort of hanging out the window, flapping in the breeze. I'm getting ready. I'll see you when I'm done. Well, with zero streamliner experience for the past year, it's pretty obvious that I didn't pass qualification. I tipped it just like I did last year. This afternoon we're going to go out to Pooh Road with I think Russell and Hans and Ellen, and we're going to practice. So we're going to practice a lot. I also got a little bit of a fairing rub once I tipped it for the first time. So I think that was the rear wheel fairing just rubbing on the hub. So easy fix, you just got to move it or tweak the seat. I'm in the second heat. Every other heat was taken, unfortunately. So we'll see how we go tomorrow. So for now, I'm going to go do some test rides. Just got back from a training session with Hans, Ellen, David, his friend, Nick, Wibke, Larry, and then Calvin turned up with Toronto team. And I was having trouble at first and not getting it, and everyone had to go in the bike. Even Nicholas had to go, Ellen had to go. Hans tried launching me, Larry tried launching me, and Nicholas tried launching me. None of it worked. And then Calvin turned up, and me and Calvin just clicked last year, and just because he's so good, he's the best launcher ever. And first go, without the fairing, straight away. It was a little bit long, but easy. I got the launch. Then same coming back, first go, easy, launch. And then Larry had to go, and we launched the same. It was like I'd sort of discovered how to ride the bike again. So years ago, last year when I was training with my brother, I tightened the little wire that holds the wheel in place a little bit too tight, and I found that made it really difficult to steer the bike and launch. I don't know why, but as soon as I loosened that off, not too much because then the wheel starts flexing around and flexing forward and stuff, but just a little bit, just loosen it off and then lock the nuts up again, I launched straight away. And when Ellen was riding the bike, I remembered that. And as soon as she was having some trouble riding it, and as soon as I loosened it, she could nearly balance. I could nearly let her go. And that's with someone who's never ridden a bike before. So that's good news. That's reassuring for me. And then we did one run with the fairing on, and it was a little bit of a dodgy launch. I sort of went to the right a little bit, and then it was a little bit long, but I didn't even realize when. So Calvin did that, and then Larry had to go. I didn't even realize that Calvin had let go, and he said your bike, and then I freaked out a little bit. Or was that with the fairing? Without the fairing? I can't remember. But when Larry launched me with the fairing, I launched pretty much first go. And then we turned around, and I was about to do it coming back, but the top camera started blinking on and off every few seconds, so I think it was running out of batteries. So I tried looking at the bottom screen, but it's near impossible to launch with that. That's sort of like an emergency backup if the top one stops working when you're doing the run. So I've got to go charge them. My other Australian's charger, just the pin broke off the plug. So the very first time I plugged it in, when I pulled it out, it just snapped off. So that sucks. But yeah, I launched with the fairing, so I'm glad about that. So with the top screen flicking on and off. I didn't launch the best, and I sort of like got the wobbles straight after because I'm like trying to look at the bottom while the top's flashing, and then I tipped it over, but I'm not fussed on that. I'm glad that I got the launch, and right now I'm just sanding down the extra bit of the wheel fairing, just in case, just to stop it from rubbing, because if it does slide a little bit, slide around, it's velcroed in place, but if it slides a little bit as I'm pushing into the sleet, it starts to rub mostly here. So I just took a little bit of a chunk out. You can see how much I took out, and then I'm just trying to blend it in. So I'm going to do that and then put it back in and start to think about sorting my breathing mask for when I qualify for the 5 mile run. So I've nearly sorted out the mask. That's sort of how it looks like in the bike, and then that fits under like that quite nicely, and that fits under like that quite nicely. And I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is wear the mask and the helmet. So if I put the mask and the helmet on, I can get into the bike with it already on, and then just plug the plugs into this. So that'll be the fastest method of getting in with like the breathing tube and stuff. For now, I might leave the tube disconnected, and I'll just run normal air flowing through the bike for qualifying, and then I'll start looking at the skirting for the front wheel. So the speedo was reading a little bit weird earlier. It should be reading fine because it's within range. It was just when I was doing the training, it just wasn't reading accurate. I saw it say 71. I'm pretty sure it said 71. But earlier I was test rolling it, just turning the cranks. And the GPS kept jumping around from like 29 k's an hour to 17 to 29 to 17. So it's reading accurately. Occasionally it'll just dip down. So the top result, I assume, would be the actual result. So when I go through the traps tomorrow, I'll see what that speed is and see what the speed of the registered time is when we get back to the meeting. And from there I can gauge how far out the speedo is and like a percentage of error that I need to work to for when I'm going for like record runs. Just had dinner with Wibke and Nicholas, but I'm going to have seconds with the 77 team. So after that it's bedtime. It's 8:09, so I won't stay talking for too long. Got to get up at like 5:30. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.